Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Geeks and Degenerates. Today we'll be talking about the newest Netflix series. No, not Cowboy Bebop, not yet, at least.
Thank
Today we'll be
God.
today we'll be talking about Arcane.
Yeah.
But
Yes, Arcane. Woo! Yeah, and so sorry.
but I won't be hosting this one. Nina will be, so I'll be passing the mic to her.
She has
Hi.
made the most
So
effort.
yeah, I have made the most effort. So for those, at the time of recording, it is about 5 days since the final act has released. And I was gonna get my hair colored anyway, so I chose blue. I chose Caitlyn blue, but then the hairstylist gave me Jinx blue in different lighting. So that's
It's a
it. I was
win-win.
totally committed. It's a win-win for me, right? That's a lot of money
Yeah.
that went down for that. But anyway, so it was a lot of money, guys. It should have been
Worth
good.
it.
Anyway,
Worth it.
worth it. So, well, first, what we know about Arcane is based off of the game League of Legends by Riot Games. It was released, the first act at least, so was released in November 6, 2021. It came out to good reviews, but I don't think it really blew up until, at least for me, I hadn't seen as much hype over it until the final act had dropped because wow, what an ending they had. So first, I have to ask. I'm sure we've all heard about League of Legends. It's probably one of the top two next to Dota, MOBAs, really big games. It has, up until Valorant came out, was one of the top streaming games on Twitch, which really says a lot about the gaming community. So I do want to ask though, rather than hearing about the game, what did you know about the show?
Oh.
Because sorry, before we get to before you all answer, for the sake of viewers and for those who may not know in this call right now, they did release the show. Not release. They did announce the news of this show about 2 years ago at the Riot 10-year anniversary show thing. They were talking about releasing a fighting game, more skins. Valorant was announced at the same time. So a lot of things. So it's been 2 years since then. They finally released it. But where did you guys hear about it? Did you hear about it at the 10-year or at another point when the show was actually released? On Netflix, by the way.
Yeah. I think I heard it through YouTube, like the non-stop ads on YouTube. I was like, huh, interesting. I don't care about LOL. Like that's the entire time. I was like, maybe a solid 2 weeks. I kept seeing this ad. I'm like, I don't really care. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this shit. And then I kind of finally finished one trailer. I was like, huh, okay. I'll give one episode a chance. And little did I know it was gonna be Spider-Verse the show kind of deal. I was like, oh my god, okay, next episode please. Like that's my entire experience with Arcane, like the first act. I was like, I did not expect this. I don't like LOL, but I could separate the medium from the game to the show. So I was really happy with that. Yeah.
Well, I guess for me, I have friends who still play LOL, like, on their Discord servers, they always post about stuff. So I was aware at when they announced it, but it wasn't until one of our friends, Gab, he plays as Cancer. We were playing LOL again, and then he just super hyped up Arcane again. Like, guys, you have to watch this. And then I've known LOL, like, in terms of like their concept arts, their what they bring out in terms of like the lore and stuff. It's so good. So I wasn't surprised that if ever Arcane finally came out, it would be a really good show. But I wasn't expecting to get bitch slapped as how good it was. But
Yeah. Same
you
here.
know, it didn't disappoint. And like, yeah, like even if you see like their old music videos from like I think 2014, 2013.
Imagine Dragons.
I mean, yeah, even the original
Man,
Jinx
these nuts
music
across
video.
your face. Sorry. Sorry. I had to. You made it so easy. Someone says Imagine Dragons. I had to say Imagine Dragon. These nuts across your face. I'm sorry. I've been doing these debating jokes for like months now. Tina gets me all the time with hot dog. I had to do the Imagine Dragons one. I'm sorry. Go
So
on.
anyway, like, yeah. So when Arcane came out, I already knew. Like, I haven't played LoL in a while, but I fucking love Jinx. She was my main, so I have to support my main. But yeah, this gave me a whole new appreciation for the lore and for some of the champions I wouldn't have normally picked, like Vi. So
I
yeah.
think I made Vi when I
Yeah.
used to play Knight. Yeah, how about you, Enzo?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that Riot's thing, or didn't hear any buzz about it until like the first trailer dropped. I was like, I don't care anything about LOL, so why would I watch it? And then it was
Exactly.
only until Jomer threatened to knock down my front gate I was like, fine, I'll check it out.
You piece of shit. You took so long.
Yeah, I was like, it's not going anywhere anyway. I'll just watch it when I watch it. And I watched it. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, the animation's pretty smooth. The characters are pretty good, and I appreciate the fact that you don't have to play the game to get the story or to enjoy the story. You don't have to do your homework, and that's perfect.
Seb.
I mean, may I just say, Enzo, what the fuck kind of content creator are you? You hear about a hype show and you're like, I'll give it some time. Like, I will say this though. Slight correction on Nina on like not knowing about the hype too much. Just a little fun fact for everyone: when Arcane debuted, it became #1 in 38 countries. Like when Act
Oh.
1 dropped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it beat Squid Game, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
beat
did.
Squid Game really fucking
Oh,
quick. And when Act 2 dropped, it became #1 in 52 countries. That's like most of the countries. So the hype was really big on this. I know a couple of things about Riot. It's one, they're really good at making games I don't have fun with. And two, they're really good with lore except for Valorant. I still don't fucking know what's happening with that game.
Neither do I. It's okay.
They seem to put like Activision Overwatch levels of money into making their lore stuff. So I was like, well, since Overwatch seems like it's never gonna fucking happen, then I guess this is gonna be the closest thing to like me having like a video game related like show.
I mean, Dota
It
has a
wasn't-
show.
It wasn't.
Dota has a show technically.
yeah, but it was
Witcher also
poorly reviewed.
technically too.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
poorly
Dota
reviewed.
wasn't
It was
very
very
good.
Didn't
Yeah.
try it either,
Witcher
so
is
it's okay.
Witcher is not based off of the game. Witcher
Well, yes,
is
it is based off books, but if you
Yeah.
wanted to technically count video games, Witcher kind of technically count. Technically, even though it
Castlevania.
does have its own. Yeah,
I- I-
Castlevania too.
I give it that.
Yeah.
Castlevania lost me kind of because everyone looked really pretty. But like with this, I was like, I know that it's gonna look good. I don't know if the story's gonna be good because I had an idea about the animation. I actually did hear about this from Gab. Like I just saw it as like, oh, Arcane's on Netflix, and I'm like, Ina likes Arcane. I mean, Ina likes League to a degree. Yo, Ina, you wanna watch Arcane?
Yes.
Then we ended up watching everything that was available at the time, and I'm like, wow, this show looks really good. This is the best thing to happen to transitions since many other things that had
Oh,
transitions.
the transitions were so fucking good.
These are
Mhm.
possibly like the best transitions I've ever seen in any show or movie. They're really, really smooth. The animation crisp as fuck. I'd say that, like, I would love to say Spider-Verse never, but I think it's not it never. But it's a great looking show. It's a great looking show with really, really fucking compelling characters. So I was like, finally, people respecting the lore of video games and making it look like the true fucking medium that it is, because that's what video games are. The only sad thing about this is that it's a MOBA. So it's like hard
Yeah.
to get into the game after this. And it's specifically League of Legends. You know?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, did anybody else see Seb freeze?
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
me too.
Okay, I was like,
At least the
I
audio.
wanted him. I wanted
Yeah,
him
at least
to
the
finish.
delaying audio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
please.
but yeah, I don't know what this will do for the player base, so I think it was really smart that Riot was like, let's make a bunch more League things.
That's
Yeah.
cute.
Because they're probably not gonna still want to play League after Arcane, but at least we're ready for the more casual people or the people who want to live peaceful lives.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
funny
so-
because Ina and I technically escaped the league, the clutches of League. Even though I'm sure at some points I did end up playing it solo queue every once in a while, and then Ina did play it with probably Sinagab and everyone. But like the thing is that yeah, you're right. It is a lot easier, and in fairness, it's a lot of money. For those who, I'm sure you guys have heard how long it took. It was very off. It was a very offhand comment, so I actually don't know if you might have heard. But one of the original, like the head people working on the show, had said that it had taken them 6 years to even get it going. You know, like
Yeah.
from development all the way until release, it was 6 years. They did say that it's not gonna take that long for the second season to come out, but
Thank God.
it's not. But they genuinely said it wasn't coming 2022, which is very fair. It literally came out at the end of 2021 for
Yeah.
them to release it in
Yeah.
2022 at the level of quality that they had made it. It's very
Season 2
difficult
is
to.
next year.
No,
Yeah.
it is not next year. It is confirmed
Okay.
not next year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which is very
huwag
fair.
natin madaliin. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, in fairness, it took 6 years, and I think I was very much active. This is the reason I became active on Twitter again, at least just to see a lot of fan art and like all the theories and stuff.
Fan art.
Yeah.
But one of the really wonderful things about Arcane is that there is a lot of love that went into every pore of every facet, every element of the show, from its writing, from its characters, its character design, which I would say is honestly God bless above an improvement for certain characters.
Yeah.
You know, the music, you know, I'm
The
gonna get into the the music is incredible. And of course we're always gonna talk about the animation. It's literally an animated show. And I think it does elevate the idea that again, for it to go up into 52 countries, an animated show that's very adult. You know, we're slowly moving away from the idea that animated shows are for kids, and they're not. I mean, with many animated shows that have come out as of late that show love into very adult themes, into what was originally supposedly a kids medium, but it's not anymore, and I'm really glad about that, because there are so many things that I mean, for as great as live actions can be, there are things that animation just does to create a world much more different than our own, and it's wonderful. I love the art style. We're gonna, it's honestly, I don't know if anyone else has any issues, but I love the art style. Again, character design, total improvements. I was gonna say, like, one person that I had noted, Kate, had said that Caitlyn, her original design, for those who don't know, and you can impose a picture right here, Enzo, of Caitlyn before, she looked like a porn star version of herself, which was really fucking sad. She looked like a porn star
I mean,
version
like
of herself.
the character design for Vi, she had like a half mini skirt.
Yeah, she had a half
attached there.
miniskirt for whatever reason, you know.
Yeah.
And then the joke was it was male gaze versus the lesbian gaze.
Okay.
So that was the whole thing. But anyway, I'm so sorry. The thing that I would love to talk about, obviously, is the characters. They are, you play the characters in a game. What did you
Yeah.
guys think of at least who we know to be the main people who you could actually play? So, like, let's say Vi, Caitlyn, Jinx, Jace, Victor, and Heimerdinger. Those are the playable characters. What did you think of them and how they were fleshed out? Because admittedly, their lore was very vague.
Yeah.
So,
I mean-
until now.
Yeah. Isn't it's only been because of this show that it's finally canon that Jinx and Vi are siblings. Like,
Yes,
it was a
yes.
Yeah.
It was a huge theory. Because Jinx even has a line that's like, "You think I'm crazy? You should see my sister." And then, now that you watch the show, it's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah,
get it.
exactly. It was. Yeah, exactly. I had always thought it was canon, but there was no like affirmative from Riot until
Yeah,
this
the
came
show.
out that said they were genuinely sisters. So yeah, but what did you guys think of, at least so far in the main cast, are playable characters?
I love them so much. They're so full of complexities that, they're not just a one-dimensional, one-dimensional character. Like, there are times where you think you'd want to side with one character, but then as the conversation continues, you're like, wait, why can't we all just get along? Please. Yeah. I do also like how, like, I know there are playable characters. Like, dude, I want to see more of Echo.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god. And
many.
sorry, I also meant to mention Echo. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we've seen Vi, Jinx, and Echo. It was so cute to see how close they were, actually.
When they were
Also, to
kids.
see the friendship with Jace and Caitlyn. I didn't know. They were that close.
Yeah, there was no,
Hmm.
there was. I actually don't think there was any indication in game
Yeah.
that they were related to each other. I mean, not related in like the brother sister. I mean, more like related in the actually knew each other.
Yeah,
So
I know. I
it's
know.
really a thing.
It's
Yeah,
really
exactly. It was
cool.
kind of weird. Exactly. Yeah, super. I like how before anyone else, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just gushing. This is Nina's gushing about Arcane. I love the way that they weaved everyone's stories together because it is a
Hmm.
city. For what it is worth, it is a city. So God knows the city is so much smaller than a fucking country. So of course, people's stories are gonna weave so much closer than we would think. But what about everyone else? What did you guys think
Yeah.
of their stories and characters?
Like
Jamar?
yeah, for me, my favorite character here that is a playable character is Vi. Vi, sorry, no, Jinx. Like the entire time, I want to see more Jinx. Like I get it that it's like an investigation. Caitlyn and Vi have to look for Jinx and all the fuckery that she's been doing. But like, I was like, I need more Jinx. She had and she cute and very compelling. Um, I don't know, everybody here's done really well. And my favorite character that's not really playable is Silco. Like for me, I love this character so fucking much, especially the voice actor. I was
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna get into that after because I did want to. But yeah, Silco, wonderful.
every time he whispers to Jinx and he's like, "You're perfect," yeah, you're in every way. I was like, "Oh, that voice, that voice."
Yes, I am perfect, Silco.
It is beautiful. I love the character development. Sure, he's still a bad guy. He's still this like kingpin-esque character, but you can tell that he got super attached to Jinx. And I was like, and you know, for sure, this character doesn't do that after what happened with him and bearded dude. That's the dad of Vi.
Vander.
You asshole.
Vander, yeah, there we go. My bad.
Did you forget?
He was
Dude,
Sorry.
what the fuck,
he
Jomar?
was such a good father.
There's a chance he could be Warwick too, which I'm so excited if that's
Yeah,
true.
that's
yeah.
actually very
Yeah, I heard that
interesting.
too.
Mhm.
How about you, Seth? Any thoughts?
Sorry.
I think these characters are really well written. Like, there's no flaws in how these characters were developed. Well, how they were written, how they were weaved together in this interconnected, city landscape of a world. But I don't like any of them. Like, I don't act. This is one of those shows where I'm like, I'm watching it and I enjoy the story, but I don't relate to any of it.
Hmm.
I think Vi and Jinx are really good characters. I think Silco's a really good character, but he's also a Weasley bitch, so I don't like him.
Hmm.
Caitlyn is a cop, so fuck her. Jace is. I can't take a guy seriously who's supposed to be really significant, and like his name is Jace, so that kind of takes me out of it. Heimerdinger's a Yoda type, and I think all Yoda types should just go to hell. But I love how all of this was written. Like, this is a perfectly written fucking story. Very few times will I actually say something's perfectly written, but it's perfectly written. I just wish I had a character I could relate to. I can't relate to any of them.
Wait for Mordekaiser.
Yeah, there's
gonna say.
Mordekaiser, Swain.
I am just
Yeah.
waiting for Mordekaiser and Thresh to come in, so that I'm like, hey, guys I can actually like that appeal to me visually and story-wise. But yeah, I don't relate to any of these characters. I don't like how they look. I don't like how they... I love how they dress the women. I kind of think that this is how they should have dressed the females from the start. Because I just feel like, when I saw Jinx's original outfit, I'm just like, oh, that's a lot more titty than I wanted to see from Jinx. Like, in terms of like the default skin. I don't know how Caitlyn looks. I don't really know how Vi looks that much. But like, I really like these designs. I think they're really like neutral looking. Ooh, sexy girl.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my camera's being really weird. But yeah,
That's it.
narratively everything's weaved together really well, and everyone is just written so well, and the story's so well interconnected that I don't know how we're gonna be able to keep track of all of this once it expands to the other places. Like,
There's
where
a lot of places.
there
Yeah,
are a lot
there's
of
a lot of.
there are a lot of places. Like, to my knowledge, Mordekaiser's kind of a god. So he's gonna come from a completely different fucking dimension and shit.
Yeah.
So like when this expands, it's gonna be really, really, really big. And I just hope it pans out good for everybody else. I'm not talking about the characters, but like, you know, the people who created the show. I hope they can be able to transition well into the later seasons where it expands and gets bigger and bigger.
Mm.
But no problem with the characters, no problem with any of the character how they were written. It's really complicated. This is one of the most complicated shows I've ever seen. Like Ina's talking about like how she wishes everyone could just get along. This is one of those situations for me too.
Mm.
Because and I see myself in certain situations, certain parts of the plot. I would love to say that I would have done something differently or would have gone about things differently, but like it's just so complicated that I'm just like, yeah, I feel like this is the only way this could have gone. Yeah, this show's
That's
pretty.
fair.
Yeah. Seb did the whole Doctor Strange thing, seeing every possibility. He's like, nah.
Yeah, there was no
But,
way bypassing it. It's that
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah,
Enzo?
Enzo. Yeah.
How am I supposed to follow all of this? All of this out?
Dapat mauna ka sa susunod na tanong.
Just in general.
No,
like, the original
no.
question stands. What was your opinion on the original,
The-
like the playable characters at least?
Yeah.
The four, I don't know what characters are playable. The four characters I really liked were Vi, Jinx, Victor, and Jace. Because those are they make up the backbone of the show. Like, you care about their storyline and you want to see, we hope they succeed, and you hope Jinx and Vi repair their relationship somehow, some way, somehow.
Mm.
I
But
love
the
you,
other,
Esther.
but the other characters like Echo, I need more of, kind of, and like
Yeah, fair.
and like Caitlyn, I just thought like that's kind of like Judy Hopps, but not a bunny. Type of
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Wait. I can't unsee it now. Wait, you're right. Shit. I was wondering
Yeah,
why she was
she's-
so familiar. This
Yeah.
bitch is just Judy Hopps for adults. Fuck. Oh
Yeah.
no. Gay Judy Hopps. Oh no.
I mean, we've seen
So
it.
you don't have a lot of these moments, but when you do, they're so fucking good. What the fuck? Judy Hopps for adults steampunk version. Oh god.
We've
So
seen
Nick
this
and Vi.
character. We've seen this character as, like the young, eager cop. Like, I hope I prove myself to the police force, and I go off on my own investigation. But Silco, I liked, despite I kind of needed a bit more from him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the backbone being the scientists and the sisters. Like, throughout the entire show, I was at the edge of my seat. Like, Act 2 and Act 3, especially. I'm like, I hope this turns out
You're
well.
welcome.
Thank you. And when the show ends, you're like, I kind of need more. But there's no more. I'll just have to wait. like
Yeah,
the rest of us,
exactly.
Especially how it ends. I'm like, oh my god.
right?
Enzo gets so desperate he starts playing League and puts himself through hell. Just for
Yeah, just
I need more.
yeah, just for a little
information.
more, like little tidbits more, just a little crumb of Arcane.
Jinx,
but
say
I hope-
something that sounds like something.
I'm really excited for Victor's story though, because you know how
Yeah.
this ends.
Yeah.
Because for if you guys have seen at least Victor's, like Victor comes out like when he was like, my name's Victor, it literally did not occur to me that this was the same
This-
Victor who
Victor,
has
yeah.
a laser arm. I
That
was
is
like,
not-
this is like, that's Victor. I was like, ha ha ha. And then I was watching it. It took me like the episode, like when in the first act, when Jace is about to like jump off and he's like, am I interrupting? And I was like, and then the only way I realized it was Victor was when it said on the, because you know, if you watch in subs, right? Sometimes it says the name of the character
Yeah.
when they speak. It said Victor. And I was like, huh, Victor. And then I went through like the league roster, like I
Yeah.
memorized the way the character screen looks. It was like looking at the character screen and character select, and I was like, "That's Victor!" Oh my god! It was like I was
Yeah.
like, "Why is this man? Why is this man no with a cane?"
I was looking at I know how Victor looks like, and I was looking at a certain part in Act 3. I was telling Ina, babe, is he about to become my favorite character?
He might. He
I
might.
hate-
You might.
I fucking hate all of these looks. Like, in terms of just me, at least with the guys, I hate how all of them look. So I'm just like, give me some spookier, beefy motherfucker. Because I hate all of these people. All of these K-pop looking asses. Like, give me someone who looks like they kill things for a living. And none of them
Ta-da.
ever turned out that way. Like, Victor almost did, but like, I still don't know. But like, from right now, from the roster right now, the only one that has the potential to turn out my favorite character is Victor. So come on, please give me edgy, spooky Victor.
I mean, they
Mhm.
hinted
Yeah,
at
'cause-
Victor, like in the show, like that scene where Heimerdinger
Yeah.
enters the experiment room. Like he literally had like the arm.
The arm.
Yeah, he had
Like,
the
that
arm,
is
the arm.
arm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Because in
Victor's
fairness,
just a
how for what
predator.
it's yeah. Because in fairness, how for what it's worth, there is for those who don't know, I'm sure everyone here in the call knows, but for audience sake, there are so many more diverse like worlds. I mean, we have like an Egyptian-based world. We have like the Mayans,
Demacia!
Demacia world. We have Demacia. We have Ionia, which is very very based on like Asian mythology and lore. You know, there's a lot more, and then there's literally the Shadow Isles, which I'm sure Seb would love every character that
enjoy
came
the
out of
Shadow
it. It's
Isles, yeah.
he'd love the Shadow Isles probably the most, considering it's literally like their hell, their version of like Hades' domain.
underworld.
What do you
Yeah.
call it? Just hell? Yeah, like the underworld. It's their version of the underworld. So I'm sure when it comes to that, he will love them. It's just that right now the aesthetics of each character is really catered to each world. So don't worry, the Shadow Isles I'm sure will come up. I love the Shadow Isles as well. But sorry, oh my gosh.
Yo, I'm
There's
just
just so
looking
many,
at
I'm really
Enzo. I'm just looking
So
at Enzo desperately trying to pretend he knows what he's
Oh yeah.
talking about. He's just like,
Yeah, he knows what we're talking about.
So-
No,
yeah,
I'm just in,
Shadow Isles.
I'm just in my own mind. I'm like, I'm out of my league here.
Of Legends.
No, it's I get it.
Hey.
Hey.
I
No,
also-
but don't worry, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot more, but for what it's worth, from what we heard in season 2, we're probably still staying in Piltover Zon.
We still have champions
which is
in
not yet-
Piltover that hasn't been shown.
Yeah, we have Ezreal,
Jana.
we have Camille, Jana,
Oh.
Oriana,
Yeah.
you know.
Though
And then we have the animals. We have the animals
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like Twitch, I don't know, Ziggs.
I mean, we
So sorry,
technically
so many
saw
characters.
Twitch.
Yeah, we technically saw Twitch. Anyway.
Twitch was the rat in the first episode that they were experimenting on. I think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Most likely.
yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah, and then there's also I kept thinking Vander would end up as Dr. Mundo
Oh my
for,
god,
for whatever reason. That was my assumption, but then you said he might end up as
He could be
Warwick, and I
Warwick.
said considering his lore, it's probably more likely. But anyway, yes.
Mundo's
But
also a good
for what
choice,
it's worth,
yeah.
Oh, we
Yeah,
also get a
there's
little
just
bit of
many
Timo
more.
as well.
They
Like in
showed
a book.
Timo like in
Yeah,
the book.
like on a book.
they did show Timo in a book. It was adorable. Sorry. Oh my god.
We're just gushing.
There's just so many-
League of
they're just
Legends,
gushing.
Yeah. Woo, woo,
No,
League
because
of
like,
Legends, woo.
like for the LoL players, or at least who know the lore, it's so interesting how they slowly hinted at certain champions. Like we saw Rise at the Jace flashbacks.
Yes, right.
In the brothel, we saw a bit of Kindred.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is Kindred. There is also Timo was in the storybook
Of the little girl.
of the little girl.
Yes.
And then yeah, like you, like Sing. I always can't pronounce his name. The
Singe,
scientist.
Singe.
Singe is there, but
Yeah.
he's still pretty normal looking. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised he was there.
Yeah, I had
It's
to
just-
like Google. I was like, Singe is the doctor? What?
yeah,
Makes
I
sense
just,
though.
it's just hyping me up. It's like, how are they gonna bring out all the other people and
Mm.
make it
Yeah.
make sense?
In terms of regions at the moment, the only one that's been explicitly explained is Noxus, which is where for the Mel comes from, one of the
Yeah.
council members. Her mom is from Noxus. She
Mom's
was
so
from
creepy.
Noxus.
I
Yeah,
fucking
she's
hate-
all
Same here.
Dude, how is the
She was
most
a- she was
toxically
okay.
masculine person in the show a woman? You notice that? She's so toxically masculine, but she's a woman. I don't know
feel
how
like-
she does it.
I feel like she was partly introduced to compare her as a parental figure to Silco towards the latter act.
That's fair.
yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
That's fair. Hmm.
Like they literally had the scene where when she was confronting Mel, why'd you cast me out? And she's like, well, because with your presence, her judgment is not she hesitates on her judgment as a leader, and then it cuts to Silco drinking in Vander's statue. Whether or not he, spoiler alert, whether or not he surrenders Jinx or gain the freedom of ano, Zon. So it's like, ooh,
Yeah. Who's the good parent now?
who's the good parent
Yeah,
now?
exactly.
That's just Vander. It's just Vander.
It's just
He's
Vander.
Just Vander.
Yeah,
actually.
Vander was a good dad.
So,
Yeah. But like when it came to, I mean, we talk a lot about like, but about I guess the other characters for what it was worth. What did you guys think of the other, well, non-playable characters naman? That could include like Sinano, Silco, and
Mel.
Vander. So
How
on and
about
so
you,
Enzo?
Yeah,
Yeah, what about you? You're the one who
You
really has
started.
no
Yeah,
background in League.
I don't. Just sitting here going, I should do some research on this for season
which
2.
second
Ah.
character, like,
Like, none really stood out to me. Like all the politicians I've seen, that's the vying for the scientists' favoritism. Like, the scientists vying for their favoritism. Like, please, back up my projects. And again, we've seen some of this before. Like my science is bad. Don't do it until it's ready. And the scientist being like, no, it is ready. Let me show you. And then be like, maybe some other time. But the only one that really stood out was the African one. I forget her
Mel.
name. Yeah, Mel.
My God,
Mel?
Yeah,
Mel.
Mel.
That's all I really remember.
Ah, yeah.
Like,
Alright,
yeah.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
she
Is
is
there
the more
really an
prominent.
Africa?
No, there is no Africa. She's just based. Yeah, there's.
Yeah. It's okay.
God.
No, I mean,
oh my God,
it's-
Karen, you just can't ask that.
You can't just ask that.
You can't just ask someone from Piltover if Africa exists.
So-
Do
so-
that here.
Oh.
But yeah, her relationship with Jace I bought. Like I would think this relationship is mutually beneficial.
Well, we know that
was
it ain't gonna
supposed
last
to be
long.
Our hex
No.
deck. Our hex deck. They had to make
Yeah.
Jay straight, man.
Yeah, why'd you make him straight, bro? He looked gay as hell. What?
Just giving us that.
Just give him his limpy boy. His partner.
Sleeping boy.
I felt bad for that one assistant. Of
She's
Victor.
the one who actually
Yeah,
became
see,
powder.
si Sky.
Powder.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's the one who actually became
She's the
father.
Powder.
Oh man.
I don't care what anyone says. That's powder.
Yeah, that's father. Yeah, I saw that tweet and I was like, that makes sense. I
She
see
got
where
War
that's
of the
coming
Worlds
from.
there, I swear. Like, it's just all that's remaining is her clothes. I was like, shit. That's
Aw.
tough.
Dude, she got Thanos, but just her.
Yeah, just her.
She ain't coming back, sadly.
Man.
Yeah.
But what about for everyone else? Like, who were other characters that besides the main, that you were like, cool?
Clagor and Milo.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
I miss
Oh.
you.
Rest in peace, friends.
But then, like, I mean,
Pancakes.
I already knew what was gonna happen because I was like, oh, look at Clagor, he's so cute. Those goggles.
I haven't been updated. I haven't been updated in LoL for a while, so I'm like,
Yeah.
are these new characters that we're gonna see grow up and turn into characters that we play in LoL? No.
Yeah.
No. I saw the goggles and I'm like, I've seen those before. I'm just like,
I'm mistaken. What's his name again? The one
Milo?
with the Milo
Yeah.
for a character in
Overwatch.
Overwatch. I thought he was that guy with the
Oh, yes,
purple hair.
yes.
Junkrat.
Oh, my God. That,
Yeah,
yes,
I was
he's
like, oh,
Junkrat.
it's Junkrat. No, wait,
Right?
different
Yeah.
character. Different character.
Different kid, yeah.
Yeah. And plus, he was the tech whiz, so I was like, oh, he is that guy. No, again, different game. But
Oh,
It-
who else were there?
Yeah, but I think personally, like for as much as everyone here does say that Vander wonderful dad, super loved him as on screen. Every time he was on, my heart was just like so warm because he took care of all the kids. But I also just really enjoyed the idea, like the ideals of Silco in the sense that the very opposite to Vander it like as the non-player character who clearly, spoiler alert, dies in the end. You know, he, for what it was worth, had a lot of love for Jinx, but the interesting thing that I had thought of when I was like, why do people really enjoy Silco? Like, why do they like him? And I realized, like, for what it was worth, as manipulative as he was, there was still a lot of love for Jinx. And that's the thing that, like, manipulative people do, especially when they don't know that they are toxic and stuff like that. Like, they could love someone but still have very harmful behavior. And that's what made Silco very, like, as you know, he was very a kingpin guy, but then he had, like, his weakness, which was Jinx. Weakness, I say, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just the whole thing. And I just love the way that again, every character, at least not every, but most characters were incredibly complex. I was totally with Ina when she said, like, oh, you know, like, every character, you know, is like, so you just want to hug them or you just want them to get along. Like, why is it so hard? But yeah, that was really. It was just why, you know? But it was really fun. I love that. Ikaw, Jomar and Sab, what about you guys?
I've already explained my love of Silco already, so he's like my favorite non-playable playable character.
Player.
But yeah, I've already explained enough.
I like the Silco character, but I don't like him as a person. I like him as the role he plays. Honestly, super well crafted, because they made him really smart and crafty, but they also made him super Weasley. Like, he can't back up his shit for the most part. So, like, I don't really respect Silco too much, but he was so well written. Vander, I completely get where he's coming from. You know, like, there's just more to consider now in life than just to go from one conflict to another, and I fucking get that. And I think, I mean, like, Mel's whatever, like, she's Shuri, so, like, you know.
Y'all.
No, it's like this isn't like, oh, she's black so she's Shuri. Like, no, she comes from a place that seems to have really good technology, and she dresses like a Wakandan. Like, it looks really similar to shit I saw in Black Panther. But like, the love stories, whatever, I feel like they just wanted to intentionally kind of give us that plot twist, because you're like, oh god, Jason, Victor, gay as fuck, and then it's not them. And then they're like, Netflix was like, alright, we'll compromise for gay, but like, how about give them lesbian?
Yes!
So that it's easier
Yes.
for people to accept. That's actually the only thing I heavily criticize. I'm 100% sure the only reason that it's Kate and
Bye.
Vi, because there would have been more flack if they made it Jason Victor, for very misogynistic and sexist reasons. But everything's fucking well written. Everyone is fucking well written. Whoever that scientist guy, I don't know if he's playable, but like, he adds an
Which
interesting point.
scientist?
The one who helped Victor.
Yeah, he's playable. He like leaves a trail
And he's
of like
playable.
toxic
Oh,
stuff.
Green
That's why you don't
toxic,
taste him.
that's his
I forgot his
shtick.
name.
Yeah, Singe.
Singe.
Singe. There you go,
Singe,
yeah.
okay.
He
Um,
comes out as Singe later on.
Okay. Sky, right? The one, si Powder.
Yes,
I
he
thought she
does.
was. I wish she was more elaborated on, but I thought she was really interesting, especially at the part where like, Victor's a kid and he's playing with a fucking boat. That's Sky. Like,
Yeah, that's
what?
Sky.
Yeah, that's Sky.
Yeah, that's Sky.
That's
If
Sky.
you had read the subtitles, the name says Sky when she gets called. Like,
I
she's
didn't
talking.
really pay attention
So-
much to that.
Yeah, it was very enough.
So it's nice to know those little tidbits of like, oh, she's been there the whole time. Why are you so depressed, Victor? She's been after you. This, like, even the boat ran
know.
away from you, but Sky never did. That's why she died. Like, why you sad, bro? Why you sad?
Rest in
Because he's
peace.
dying.
Dying. Oh lordy.
He
Oh
died.
no, Pow
She's
Pow!
dying.
Actual Pow
Well, she's
Pow.
Pow Pow now.
Pow Pow
Anyway.
and Pow Pow.
Yeah, like every character here that mattered even a little bit got the spotlight exactly as they needed it. So, yeah, just I like it. This really pretty show.
Yes, very pretty show. So we interested for with Arcane, it came out in 3 acts, and I just wanted to ask though, and each had 3 episodes with it, with a 9 all in all. What did you guys think? What were the episodes that stood out to you the most? Because I think for a lot of people, from who I've encountered, it was either episode 3 or all of Act 3. But I think every episode had its but like for a lot of the people were saying like it was episode 3 that was really like what the frick, that really like what? That was like the start of like the depression cycle, the depression
it's
show.
Everybody's like, holy shit, I didn't know it's gonna take this road. That kind of deal. Like when they killed 2 kids, I'm like, oh, it's this kind of show. I'm in. But I mean, like,
Well,
I was what pulled you in.
no, because I was
Wow,
like,
You okay? You okay, man?
hey, I'm
Like,
watching
two
up
kids-
from Blooded
2
Orphans.
kids died. I'm in. I'm in.
No, because that's when you know he was like, oh shit, this is gonna be serious as fuck. Okay. But for me it was Act 3, the one that really like is my favorite, because that's when you see Vi with her like gloves on. The action gets a little bit more intense. I love the cinematic where every time she uses the gauntlets, I was like, oh yeah. She just blows one dude's body across the room. Yeah, I know. I tried my best to like.
I love how that was the best way you could describe it.
I know.
You know when she gets the gauntlets and oh yeah, like she turns into the fucking Kool-Aid guy.
I don't know. Every time she was on with Jace, like for me, Jace did not stand out in that fight scene. Dude was
Yeah.
very clunky, very heavy,
You know
and then
why
shoots
Jace
a
didn't
kid.
stand out? He was still wearing a fucking suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still people. I
right.
think
Yeah.
what the person I was watching with was also like, why does Jace come out in his suit? Like, he knows he's gonna fight. What's his deal?
Are you sure you want to wear your very expensive suit to the underground,
Couldn't you at
Like,
least
Exactly.
like wear some casual shit, like
or like
a
military
t-shirt
wear?
and jeans?
And then that like collateral damage there with a kid. I'm like, damn. Fuck.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that shit was heavy. Knowing the fact that kid didn't die upon impact in the fall, I'm like, damn. I love this show. The acting. Again, kids saying, I know.
in
Sorry.
conclusion,
In
Thank
conclusion,
kids
you want me
equals
to get
good show.
interested in the show? If a
Look
kid
at-
dies, I'm
he's
in.
in.
I mean, Iron Blooded Orphans, everybody.
Boy in the striped pajamas, in.
Oh shit. Oh god. Oh man. Now I remember the ending. Like,
Bridge to
fuck.
Terabithia, I'm in.
Oh my god.
Is that why you like
Um,
Castlevania so much then?
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
no. Oh
Kaya-
no.
So what are everyone else's
Yeah.
favorite moments?
Save me, Ina, please.
Save me, Ina, please.
I don't
Um,
think anyone wants me to talk before anybody else, so just everyone, and then just let me know when everyone's done.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Sige, I'll go. Like for me, like Act 3, itself was really good. Like what, like, pero the moment I want specifically to highlight was when Jinx used the flare.
Mm,
Yes.
The
Cause
end of
really,
Act 2.
you really wasn't sure if Vi was gonna go.
Yeah, right. Because
Yeah.
they kept like hyping it up that like she was injured and she looked at the flare and then she walked away with with
Yeah,
Caitlyn.
Ah, yeah.
Dude,
It,
Gago,
Yeah,
nangangawit na si nangangawit na si Jinx. Sige na. Sige na ba? Gago.
Yeah.
Sige.
that one, Jinx versus Echo. Dude, when they showed them as kids, oh my god. And then the scene that really got me like on the edge of my seat was the dinner scene. The
Yes.
yeah, when she was like, "Hey Vi, where should I sit? The powder
Oh.
chair or the Jinx chair?" I was just like, "Puta ina!"
Choose your own adventure, damn it.
Where should I sit? The powder chair or the Jinx chair? By Secret Labs, you can now actually buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, by
the
Secret
latest
Labs, you can-
gaming chair. They were just advertising. It's $400. Would you like me to?
I
That'd be
really,
good
I
if they
also
did market
just to add on the dinner scene too. I especially love the point. Not love. The whole time I was like, my heart was like, I could feel it in my chest. That's how nervous I was.
Yeah.
I remember when she was like, I paid your girlfriend a visit, Vi, and then she was like. She was like, what did you
On the
do,
dinner plate.
Powder? And she's like, made her a snack. And then she like opens it. And she's like, I'm not that crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's just a cupcake, and it's just like, grah. I was so, even though I know that they all had, like, all of the playable characters had, like, plot armor, like, they can't die because we play them in game. Like,
Exactly.
I was still kind of like, oh my god.
Yeah, Seb.
Like, at that scene, I was like, because like Eno was going nuts. She's like, did she fucking cook Caitlyn? And I'm like, she can't have fucking cooked Caitlyn. She's in the game. Like,
Okay, sure. I mean,
Look,
Jack,
I'll
that's
give
true.
the show
I
more
was also
respect
like
if
that,
we start working characters.
no, but I was also trying to assure myself, like, she's in the game. She's not dead. She could probably be dead though. But like, I gotta assure myself and her, she's probably fucking dead though. Cause like, when she was like, I made her a snack. There was a part of me that wanted to do the whole Gina Linetti thing. Powder made her a snack. Powder made her a snack.
Jinx.
Turns out
you
she
made
actually just made her a
What do you
snack.
mean? He made her a mistake?
But Powder made her a snack. But yeah.
Yeah, and I for all the Kate Vi shippers out there, they were all just like, but but Vi didn't say she wasn't her girlfriend, so it was really cute. I was like, oh, I see, haha. That was something that totally passed over my head, considering Caitlyn could have died. So I was like, bruh.
Oh my god. My canon. My ship.
Yeah,
My ship.
canon, my ship.
My ship's second, damn it.
Oh
Am
my
I
god.
am I the only one that like saw this scene and was like, oh, so she can bake?
I mean,
Yeah,
Like,
maybe
as-
she
as-
just
as
bought
much as-
it too.
As much as everyone was like freaking out over like, oh, did she turn her into a like, did she actually cook Caitlyn? Nah, the other part of me was like, oh, Jinx can bake. It's nice to know that people can still pick up some mundane skills in this world. You know,
Hey,
like
she was a
she had
self-made scientist. Of course
she had enough free time to learn baking, and I just thoroughly appreciate that. You know, like, sure, everyone is going to shit, and she's like schizophrenic at this point, but it's like she took some time. Like, looked at a I don't know, a Martha Stewart baking book, and was like, "No, I'm gonna do this." She just learned how to bake, and I'm like, I appreciate that.
That's
Skills-
Silver's bakes.
Life skills. I mean, if it's my turn now, my favorite scene was definitely Echo versus Jinx. That was so well done. The transitions from kids to adults, and like, you know, the whole we've been beating the shit out of each other for years for fun, and how like you could see that they're both somewhat having fun in real time. Like, they can't help but remember these memories they had with each other. So while you know that they're actually trying to kill each other, there's a part of them that feels this connection that they haven't had in a long time. And like, in a way, this is like the closest thing they've had to a hug in what feels
Yeah.
like a decade, I assume. So like, it's such a perfectly done bittersweet moment, because how do you, like, if I was in a similar situation, and part of me thinks, like, if I was really pushed to that point, I would have probably done the same as Echo, but like, you know, this, like, you care about this person a lot. Like, this person is like a sibling to you, maybe your childhood crush, and like, you guys are just remembering like the good times you had with each other back when things were more innocent, and to have this moment be a moment where one of you can die, you know, there's just a lot of emotions going on. So like, most of Act 3 was great. Tag team Jason Vi was cool. But really it had nothing to me on Echo versus
Jinx.
versus Jinx because
Jinx,
it was
yeah.
just so emotionally charged. The dinner scene was interesting. Since I have two DC guys here, doesn't it remind you of Death in the Family?
Yep,
Mhm.
it
Or
did.
Death
It
of
did
the
so
Family.
much.
Yeah,
It did a
yeah,
lot. I was like, this looks very familiar.
Yeah.
yeah. Like just Joker with his fucking cut off face and shit. Yeah. It reminded me a lot of that. It is all really good. It's Act 3 is just fucking crazy, man. And like, I know that this isn't like a plot heavy portion of it, but I love the music video scene.
Yes.
The music video scene just hyped you up. The one with that band.
Imagine Drag. Oh,
Oh, see, Imagine
Imagine
Dragons.
dragging these nuts across your face.
Oh.
Boom! Boom! Did it! Boom! Worth it! Got him twice! A deuce! Dos! Dropping
You walked
them nuts
into
on
that,
your face.
I'm so
Boom!
sorry.
Boom! Well, I just threw the rod out into the fucking pond, and you just fucking took the bait. Jebaited! I'm sorry.
This needs to go into the extra
I'm
clips.
sorry.
I've never
it's
been so scared in my life, and it's not because of Seb.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry.
Thank you, everybody, and all you geeks and degenerates out there. This is Seb's last appearance on Geeks and Degenerates.
So,
His reasons unknown.
did everyone say another like favorite?
Enzo
No,
didn't.
me and Enzo haven't.
Go,
but I'll
go.
end it na lang so Enzo can go ahead.
Alright, the scene between Jinx and Echo was pretty sick. Another standout scene, God damn it. That definitely is going to the extra clips for Facebook and Discord. Another fight scene I liked was Vi versus the second command almost of Silco.
Savika.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
the
my
Savika
God, yeah.
fight.
Ev-
Holy shit.
Even though she had those two gloves, she still had a hard time beating her. And when she finally throws her through the wall, like, that's satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the time where they take their time to take a shot and then go back
Yeah.
into the fight. I was like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and as for the dinner scene, I would like to think the last thing that went through Silco, other than those bullets, was him wishing that he didn't agitate Jinx so much.
Enzo.
With his words.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's like a complete transformation. Those are two sick jokes out of Enzo. I'm so proud. I'm so proud.
But yeah, I get that scene as well. Like, especially was it like the last words he gives Jinx?
The last thing that went through fucking Silco besides those bullets.
Ang ina.
God.
How about you,
Horrific.
Nina?
Absolutely horrific. For me, I know for what it's worth, in my opinion, Act 3 has really like set the bar for Arcane. Really great way to end it, but I want to bring us back to at least Act 1 in the scene where we had seen so you remember, right? Like it was her Powder before Jinx, who was during the final fight with when Vander was alive and Silco, and we had the little monkey with the little like gem that wasn't yet
bomb, yeah.
refined, the bomb that like went off, and then we would see that thing in multiple different like how it affected Silco, how it affected the factory, how it affected Vander and everybody.
Oh God,
and
yeah.
then when you would see like Powder fall off the building with all of that, like to the sounds of if I remember, I forget the name of the artist, but the artist was really good. The song was amazing as she was falling. Like that whole scene was just, it really like a part of you was, for me at least, when I was watching it, a part of me was like, shoot, I know she's trying to help, but Jesus, she literally killed her two technical brothers, and then her sister is like, her sister got
Distraught.
blown up, and then yeah, it was just a whole thing, and it was really like that moment of like, what the hell, like what is going on? And it just really kind of, it wasn't like, of course for me I don't want to mention it, but for me it was still Echo and Jinx that really trumped in terms of fight scenes, in terms of emotionally
Yeah.
charged scenes. But that was also another moment that really stood out to me, was that whole like they made the choice to really like go back to that monkey every time and then every different point, and I was like, that's a very interesting creative choice to make. So
Yeah.
that for me was really interesting. Of course, the final scene with Jinx using her ult, what would have been her ult in game to blow up the council.
Fuck.
Like that was also incredible, because I think I surprisingly didn't cry, but I think I was so choked up. Like I was terribly choked up the whole
Yeah,
time. Like a
same
part of
here.
me was just like, Fudge! Like you could see her crying, tears down. You know, you saw the reactions of like Vi and Caitlyn, and then you could see Mel,
yeah.
who
They
yeah,
just
you could see
gave
like Mel's back
freedom.
and yeah, they just gave
I love
freedom,
the
and
build up
then
to it.
yeah, the
I love
build up
the
was
build-up.
incredible.
Yeah.
The song too, if I remember correctly, the song is called like "The Monster You Made," which was so
I'm gonna-
fitting.
I'm
That
gonna
title
save
is
that.
so incredibly.
I'm saving
This
that.
the title is so incredibly fitting for Jinx, because for what it was worth, you know, even though technically everyone's choices are like that, blah 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 blah, but Vi technically kind of created the monster that is Jinx at this point, which was crazy to think about. And
Yeah.
you know, I don't think she wants to be, you know, but
I-
now everyone is making her out to be this incredible villain, and it's just, well, it's just how the dice rolled. And like Seb said, there would have been no other way to end it, right? Like there would have
Yeah.
been no other way that things could go about. Everyone just led up to that point, and it was just an amazing scene to end on. And by the way, for those who don't know, I saw this theory on Twitter, but Mel's jewelry actually looked like another character in League that has yet to appear, Leona, her shield and her sword. So it looked very much like that. It was so interesting because it was gold too. So I was like, is this a deliberate choice? Is this supposed to be an Easter egg, or is this actually related to Leona coming up at some point? So whatever, right? Again, just to end on that scene, everyone was
Yeah.
just like, I wish I had more. But like, yeah, I think, of course, a part of us as viewers would have wished, oh, I wish it ended on a different note, like an epilogue or something. But for them to really end on the climax and not even give like any form of like resolution, that's a very bold choice. But I think they had so much faith in the
Writing?
adaptation that they were just like, yeah, in the writing, that they were just like, we know we can end it on here. People would love it either way. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it made me want to like. I need the second season now. I can wait.
Jinx old thing made me shed a couple of tears.
Same here. Yeah.
Like not like full on Haikyuu season 3 Hagurgul level of shedding tears, but like there was just so much going on that I don't think I could manage it. But like Nina's right, like there was so much going on, and like you couldn't help but understand why this was happening. There was no question about why this is the only choice she feels like she could have made. I've never seen a character so fucking pulled into such a difficult corner. I was like, fuck, just do it. Like,
Yeah, just do it.
Blow up the console.
yeah, just fuck it, bro.
I think because the characterization of Jinx, interestingly enough, I don't know if anyone really caught this, and I don't know if it's a deliberate choice by the makers, but I think a part of me believes that Jinx is some form of neurodivergent. She does not, like, a part of her seems to be very like, she doesn't seem to take to social cues very well. You know, she could also be like, I know for Seb did say it as a joke, but like she is like some form of schizophrenic. Like,
that wasn't a joke.
and it was very.
It's
Oh, was it
legit.
not?
That wasn't a joke. That wasn't a joke.
No, I thought you were saying it as a joke, so I was like, oh, okay. But like, yeah, Seb had mentioned that she was like schizophrenic. Like, it was very interesting, that characterization, because it was also like, for what it was worth, of course, and it didn't seem like it entirely villainized her. Yes, it was very difficult for her to deal with, because everyone would benefit from a therapist in the show, but you know, what are those, right, in this world?
What people need
But
in
you know,
Arcane.
You saw the meme.
yeah.
Huh? What?
Arcane
Yeah,
Arcane.
Arcane.
Powder got therapy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it was that kind of deal, and it was just the whole thing. It was very interesting to see, and she was just very much tormented by her own choices and what life has dealt her. And in
Yeah.
fairness, I don't think she ever really took lightly to, even if she had the choice, she was stuck between, again, Vi and Silco, and even if she had ended up killing the only person who ever believed in her, you know, who really, until the very end, even after getting shot by the own person he loved, he never had any sort of malice against her. Sure, he was mad at times, but it was never out of like, oh, I hate you, you're a mess up, you're a jinx. Like, it was still like, what did you do though? You know, like a dad, like, what did you do? So it was just whole thing, like Jinx is terrible, like not terrible, but it's like everything that happened to her terrible. I wish to give her a hug. Same thing that someone said on Victor's champion spotlight for like from 7 years ago or 9 years ago, like a really long time, because he was one of their first characters that came out. They were like, I don't want to play this character, I want to hug this character. And I was like, what the hell? It was a whole thing, but whatever. It's just, yeah, the characterizations of everybody were so well put together, and it's just like there's nothing that didn't justify the end. You know, like every choice that was made, every like divergent point had a reason that led up to it. Like Vi is very doesn't trust anyone because of course she was betrayed by everyone, blah blah blah. Jinx, what the hell? Her sister left her. She killed her old family only to be the child to some, at least a manipulator that, even though still loved her, was still a very much manipulator. So on and so forth, and it was just so well written and so tight. Like no, there were in terms of loose ends, of course, they're still vague enough to have future seasons, but in terms of what we have so far, the writing is so tight. Like it's really incredible just to see like how like the quality that went into it. And again, it is the work of 6 years, so it only makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I do love that every time that Jinx does something big, it's always in the wrong fucking moment. So it's very suiting to her name. Like when her family died, they almost made it out. They could have made it out.
they did.
And then at the end, yeah.
It's really complicated because like at the time that Vi abandoned Jinx, I get it. You know, like even if you love this person so fucking much, she just fucking murked everybody.
Yeah, she murked the rest of your family. It only makes sense that Vi would be incredibly angry.
Even for a moment, even if you say she was coming back the next day, I understood why she needed the next day.
Yeah.
Like,
actually, it wasn't even the next day. She forgave her at the same moment. She just was angry in one moment. I remember because she was gonna come back for Powder, but she got caught by Marcus and got thrown into jail.
Well, she would have died
like,
if
he
she
was,
went
like, so
straight to
tough.
Silco.
Yeah, exactly. She would have died anyway. But like, yeah, that's the thing, right? You killed your whole family, the rest of your family. What are you gonna do, right? I agree with Seb there. It was really
especially for the final scene. It is Piltover and what's the name of the Zon? We're gonna be at peace, and of course, Jinx had to be there to jinx it up.
Anong peace? Anong peace?
Monster you made.
No, but like it's so difficult to come to a different conclusion because at the end of the day, you took this thing. I'm saying thing for Jinx because I'm talking about the entity of Jinx rather than the person.
Yeah.
Because of what she could contribute. Like she's, an insane inventor. She can harness things like Hex Tech that no one can seem to fucking harness in Zon. You emotionally and psychologically manipulated her as Silco, and even though you genuinely cared for her, and he did, at the end of the day, like, he did feed into the poison of her own mind. And when he died, like, weirdly enough, that's the last person that she could feel a sense of sincerity and an undying, like, loyalty towards her, which he had. And she lost that, and who is left? The person who caused all of this.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
still loves, and she could tell she loves her, But at the end of the day, she'd have more assurance from Silco.
Yeah.
So
she
like,
shot too, who literally
Yeah.
she ended up killing.
I literally only have one fucking problem with Silco, and that's why did you sit on him like that? Stop sitting on him like that.
No, I also have an issue when he was in the baptism scene and he like really put his face close. I was like, they better not kiss.
I know.
They
Oh,
better
yeah.
not do
It's a
it.
little
That was
bit too
really.
touchy.
It was the sitting and it was the almost kiss for me. I was like, wait a
The
second,
whole
you little
Joker
weasel.
to
Dude,
Harley
I was,
Quinn kind of
Look,
dunk.
that's illegal.
it's like, please decide now. Is it dad or daddy? Because you can't be both. You can't. I get that. I know. I don't want to use porn logic to argue why this would be okay. But the only way to
ahead.
maybe justify it would be, you know, they're not blood related.
Yeah, exactly. They're not blood related. They're steps. There's a stepfather.
How old is
Yes,
Jinx
he's-
when she's all grown up?
Jinx.
Them-
Okay, so I did some research, and supposedly, the time between Act 1 to Act 2, when they're all like grown up, could have been around 4 to 6 years. It wasn't very long, but it was very long. It was long enough, obviously, that Vi was in a horrible situation in jail. But yeah, it was about 4 to 6 years, give or take.
So,
Not very
Not a
clear though.
lot.
So if say at the oldest, if Powder was at least 12 to 13, she would have at least been 18 to 19. But any younger, she would have definitely
Okay.
like she was she's like a exactly. It was very much that.
I mean, it's still creepy in the sense that, like, I feel like it would be really weird to date someone who was very much a minor when you met them.
That's how grooming works, exactly.
You know,
That's exactly
Like,
how grooming goes.
This would be completely fine had they met when she was 18 or 19. But didn't you meet this child when she was a child? Like a kid. Like, when you were done with college and running a criminal empire, this kid was learning how. This kid was probably learning long division. Like, so stop letting her sit on you like that. I get that she's a pineapple with weird Tim Burton-like proportions, but don't let this child sit on you like this. Just give her a stool or something. Like, let her inject her eye, but let her do it like a normal person. Like, she had her legs, like, she was...
Basta yun.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Basta yun, yeah, that's we get it. Yeah, don't worry. I think we all had issues with that. We all know. I don't think anyone walked away from that show thinking I shipped Silco with Jinx. No. If you did, I don't know what's wrong.
I mean, to those watching this, don't you fucking dare.
Don't do it.
Yet believe she's probably a minor. She's probably a minor. Don't do this.
I just
Yeah.
hate the prospect of the fucking idea of, like, Silco wanting to do the pow pow with pow pow.
Shut up.
Okay, anyway, so
Speaking of doing the pow pow, I did not need to see Jason Mel getting.
the sex scene was not needed.
Yeah, it was not.
It's not me
I mean,
You know what
being.
the sex scene reminded me of?
But
You know what the sex
Right.
scene reminded
What?
me of? It reminded me of any of the sex scenes from The Room. You know how, like, it went on for too long and no one wanted to see it? That's how I felt.
yeah, it was so
seeing the
weird. And
Jason
then
Mel
you're like,
sex scene.
Jace, your friend's literally dying. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's having like a somewhat
Yeah,
of
your
a cardiac
friend's
arrest, and then he's just.
I mean,
fucking
like, yeah, he
distraught.
didn't know, but like, why did we
You-
have to see that?
You,
Yeah.
you think that the scenes were, like, transitioned with each other because, like, they wanted to symbolize this as, like, Victor getting fucked over?
Yeah.
could
Actually,
be
that
that.
would make thematic sense. That would make thematic sense for what it was worth.
If you want the
Hmm.
sex scene for the sake of a sex scene, it should have been Vi and Caitlyn, because at least there was nice build up to that.
Yeah.
Like, there's some, like, romantic tension that you could feel. Like, it's getting hotter. Like, the butter's melting. Do something about this. Like, I would have been fine with that sex scene, not because hot lesbian action, but, like,
Yeah.
they were building that up. They were building this kind of tension between the two. But with Mel and Jace, it always kind of felt like a lot of mutual benefits.
Straight, let's
to it.
go. Yeah,
You know?
it also just felt like they're straight. It's easier to justify. Let's go. Like that's
I
what it felt
guess,
like to
Shoot
me.
together.
I felt the love less with Mel and Jace.
I
Like,
felt it more with
kind of-
Sky and Victor.
Yeah.
Well, Sky
Jace and
to
Victor.
Victor.
Sky and Victor, sure. But
Was
like,
in
there
each
was
one.
always something very childhoody about Sky and Victor, so I didn't really see them fucking. Also, Victor can barely walk, so I'm not completely sure how that was gonna work out for either of them. But yeah, I saw it
Definitely she could
coming.
compromise.
I could feel romantic tension between Vi and Caitlyn. I didn't feel much with Mel and Jace. Like, I could tell Mel wanted Jace from the start. But, like, I don't know. Like, you guys could kiss, but don't bring us to the bedroom. Like, go to the bedroom.
Yeah,
Don't bring us with you. We don't want to go. We don't want to
Yeah.
go.
I don't want
Yeah,
to see
it was just-
sorry.
It was just a whole thing. Oh, sorry, Ina, go ahead.
No, I just said I was gonna say like I'd rather see more explicit scenes in the very sex positive area in the brothel. Okay na dun eh. Professionals, just doing their job.
Yeah. If you want to show that this is a grown-up show, go ahead. Show us the brothel scenes.
Yeah.
Like, just prostitutes being fucked and Dolly Parton's working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think speaking of like Vi and Caitlyn, obviously that came out as the biggest ship of the show. You know, it was great. I do. Oh, of course, a part of me was screaming yes, especially when they were in the rain. Because the person I was watching with, I did make the joke like, why did the gays always have to do it in the rain like this? Well, but of course, they didn't end up kissing, which is of course sad. But some people were justifying that for what it was worth. They only knew each other for like a day, like 3 days, so it wasn't really
Yeah.
like. It wasn't. It kind of made sense. Yes, there's tension. They're allowed to have that, but for them to just kiss right away, it was. I'm okay with them not having kiss for that reason. But
You
go
know
ahead,
what
Seb.
makes sense?
Why?
Why?
Don't shit on me for this. They're lesbians.
That's true. In fairness, lesbians are very hard to
U-Haul lesbians.
Oh yeah, it is the U-Haul. Oh my god, it does make sense. But in fairness, in the world, it is more normalized for them to But I get it. The U-Haul lesbians. Let's kiss. Let's move in right away. Totally
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's okay. I don't mind them not having kissed. I enjoyed the little scene. Another scene that I wanted to point out that really stood out to me, besides the fight scenes, was the little moment when they were in Caitlyn's room. And this is a really like amazing animation so far, but this scene really showed to me like how incredible the animation is, because when Caitlyn puts her hand out to Vi, the micro expressions, like you could see every expression that like went through her face. That really showed me like there's so much love in every frame of animation that they have put into this show, because every expression was incredible. So yeah, that was yay for the gays.
Yay for
Yay
the
for the
gays.
gays.
Yay.
Let's go, lesbians.
Yay for
Let's
the-
go.
Let's go. Let's go, lesbians.
lesbians.
Let's go.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
May I just say, Jinx in the shower was fucking terrifying.
It was.
That was so
yeah.
fucking scary.
I screamed.
How the girl with all of the Hot Topic accessories managed to sneak into that bathroom without making a sound? But like once I saw the fucking Jinx symbol, I was like,
I mean, she
I
was
love how
nice
it's
enough to
the
dress
mic.
Caitlyn up.
Yeah, your mic is cutting you off because you were too loud. Because you were
Right.
peeking.
That was perfect.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Do we have
But
any more
yeah.
praise to give this show?
Yeah, is there any more praise? Because at the end, what did you guys think? Really, I mean, I spoke about it as one of my out of best scenes. But what about you guys? How did it end for you?
It's
Before
my
we end
favorite-
this.
It's my favorite.
This is perfect.
fucking
This is one of my
show this year.
favorite. Yeah, this is my
Yeah.
favorite show from Netflix. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far. What? What's the look, Enzo?
Yeah, what's Enzo? What's your face, huh?
Really?
Saying?
No, it's just like knowing your other favorite shows. I'm like, that's not really saying something. Not that you have bad taste. I'm not saying that, but
Oh.
you have great taste.
Oh.
No. Like,
Oh no.
no. I'm not saying that. Of course not. But like, Really?
If you find a clacking monkey in your house, don't get mad, huh?
Sure. But no, you like.
Enzo's just like, that's not a high bar.
Because you like Peaky Blinders and The Witcher and like the other shows. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty
this
cool.
is like this is animated. You know me with the animation. I'm like, I'm a sucker for that
This is a
shit.
whole new level, brother. This is a whole new
Mhm.
level. And this is coming from someone who fucking loves Witcher. This is on a different level.
Yeah.
Okay.
How would
Yeah.
how did you like what did you like Arcane, Enzo?
Yeah, what about you, Enzo?
What's your rating, Enzo?
Yeah, Enzo, what's your rating for Arcane, bro?
Don't give your rating yet. Don't give your rating yet.
Okay,
but
don't
do
give
tell
it
us what your opinion, your final comments at least.
Bro, what do you think
yeah.
about Arcane?
And he's coming out with the knife. Sam's got the knife.
It definitely is one of the best
What do you
Netflix
think
shows
about Arcane?
I've seen. I mean,
Yeah, homie.
other
Yeah, Holmes.
like what other options do you have other than the other Netflix release? I'm like, you know what, Arcane all day, every day, aside from Cowboy Bebop.
Yep, agreed.
Hmm,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
yeah.
Who else has
That's
a knife?
your buddy.
Thinking about it more, it kind of edges out Peaky Blinders and He-Man for a bit in terms of Netflix shows.
Hmm.
You love He-Man that much? It's that good to you?
I guess it's a little bit of bias since we kind of grew up with He-Man.
Yeah.
That's how much power. I mean, like, all right, guess I should check out He-Man.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know much about
Same.
He-Man, but I do know it has a second season.
Yeah, for me,
The only-
Arcane's better than He-Man. Sorry, man.
The only thing
fine.
I like about He-Man is Skeletor. Like, I just remember that hilariously spooky boy.
Yeah.
I am not nice. Anyway,
I'm thinking of like, does it edge out Castlevania slightly, at least in terms of animation?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Definitely.
I don't
dude,
think
it's
I can
way.
I don't think I can ever trust your opinion on anything if this is that hard for you to make that much of a stance on. My God, I don't think I can associate with you anymore.
Wow.
God.
All right.
How dare you, Enzo? No, it's okay.
How dare you compare He-Man and Castlevania to this fine work of art? It's Da Vinci in motion, bro. It's
Da Vinci in motion. I love that. That could be an album name.
Sure.
Yeah.
Da Vinci in motion. Actually, that does sound good. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Enzo, you like it?
Yeah, I like
What
it.
else?
Definitely like it.
Ikaw, Ina, what about you?
Dude,
Really?
after the show finished, like literally credits, I broke. Like I was like this the whole time.
Yeah.
No cap.
Same
tried
way, I'm
to
like,
record it.
I need
tried
to lie down.
record it.
Like it was that good. Like you know, kami sa Slurp. Usually the guy who writes stuff is like Seb or Gab. I was like, my face was still like this. Seb's like, "What are you doing?" I have to write about it. So fucking good.
Yeah, same way. I was like, I need to lie down. I need to fucking lie down.
It's like.
I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go
what?
ahead.
It's
Yeah.
like what? No, it's okay. I was just
I was about to say this
Knife
is
comes
like
back.
a fine meal from Grilltown, and the next show I had to cover is like a dog bone. We're like, oh fuck. All right.
There's not even a meat to it. It's just
Yeah.
bone.
Yeah.
yeah. Like
That
it,
sucks.
it feels so hard. Like I feel like good luck to whatever show's gonna top this at the
Mhm.
moment for me.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna
even-
be over this show for a while.
Mm.
Everything was so
Mhm.
well put there. Even marketing. Hell, I'm playing Jinx in Fortnite. Like,
We got a win last night.
Yeah, I saw the story.
like I'm not gonna shut up about Arcane for a while.
Same here.
I
I think
think
this is
the
the longest
only
video we've
reason-
been done in so long.
I
Yeah.
think the only thing that can top Arcane right now is just people having already seen Arcane enough times.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Mm.
it won't be toppled by something better. It's just gonna be toppled by the fact that everyone's finished the season.
Mm.
Yeah.
More.
They want more. But please take your time, animators.
Yeah,
You deserve.
I
It
fucking
is-
love
Yeah,
it.
go ahead.
That's it.
It is rewatchable too. Like
Yeah.
I am willing to sit down and watch this entire thing.
And watch it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I wanna end my comments for the video. So let's move on to everybody's final verdict with their ratings. So
Yeah.
please, who wants to start?
Uh,
Yeah.
I'll take it. Jamar, go.
Oh, fuck you.
You're too slow.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna
You were
give this.
thinking, so I was like, he's got one.
I'm gonna give this a 9.5 because I'm waiting for the second season. Because I'm like, I really hope this is good and I don't want to give 10 out of 10, but... Okay, fine, by heart 10 out of 10. This is a perfect fucking show, I'm sorry. This is just too good! I can't see any flaws in this besides, yeah, a little bit of the creepy dad thing, but like... It's a good show. You could rewatch this. If you're bored, rewatch it again. Watch episode... Was it 7 of Act 3? Like, do it. Just fuck. Especially you, Enzo. Fuck you for taking so long.
Hey, he watched it time for this video. Let's give him some credit.
I'll give him that. But he was so hesitant when I was selling it.
Yeah, well, thank you for telling me to watch it. I definitely don't regret it.
Yeah.
Alright.
There's a running joke with us
Yeah.
is that I have something good and you keep postponing on it.
Let's keep it running then. No, I'm kidding, no.
You son of a bitch.
No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, fine for me. Pick Ina.
10. 20.
All right.
I don't. It's just so good. It's just so good. I have no complaints. I mean, yeah, sure, questionable scenes, but it adds to their complexities and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, maybe except for the sex scene with Mel and Jace, but like 10, like I can forget about it.
Yeah, it was very forgettable for what
Very
it's worth.
forgettable. Yeah, everything else
Yeah.
was just mwah, chef's kiss.
Well, I mean, I feel like Mel's not gonna even make it to season 2, so
Mm.
we don't know.
maybe
yet.
for a
This is it.
slight second,
Biglang sakto may hammer si Jace. Bang!
he bounces
Bang.
back.
He uses it like a bat. The hammer
No,
is
you.
a bat. Boog.
No, you. No use, Jinx. Go,
Anyway,
pass it on.
Enzo.
7. No, I'm kidding. 10 out of 10.
I like how the rating was Seb. I thought the rating was Seb for a second. My rating, Seb. Huh?
No, it's
Whoa.
7.
That's
I heard
higher or
7.
lower than Seb.
7. But I'm kidding. No, definitely a 10 out of 10. It's so rewatchable and so enjoyable. Like, I'll watch it over the week, not weekend, but the holidays again and again. Because I really like the show. I'm surprised.
Same here.
I'm surprised how well done it is. Because like it could been easily been like another Dota series, where it's like there's not much effort put into the story.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Eh.
but yeah, 10 out of 10. If you haven't seen the show and are hesitant, just like me, just watch it, and it's a worthwhile journey.
Don't be an Enzo.
Yeah, exactly. Don't wait for Act 3. Just watch it at Act 1.
Yeah. Seb?
All right, Seb.
There is not a single audience that this show isn't for. This isn't for hardcores, this isn't for casuals, it's for everybody. They have bypassed the genre and completely turned it into a storytelling medium overall. There's nothing wrong with the animation. The story is not rewatchable. You can watch this, but it's also a fine piece of art. It's hard to strike that balance because oftentimes when something is really profound and Oscar worthy, or in this case Emmy worthy, you don't want to watch it again because there's just a lot going on. Which means you usually watch this thing over again. I mean, like just once or maybe another time with someone who you want to see it with. But Arcane is not this situation. It is the perfect balance between fine art and something that's easy to sell, and something that is easy for any audience member to get into. You don't need to know LOL, you don't need to know Riot or any of these things. It's completely friendly for anyone looking for a complex and good story. Honestly, I think it's the best piece of original material Netflix has ever put out. I will never be light on this. I don't do this for most things. You guys give out 10s a lot, and that's been easy for a lot of you, but that's really difficult for me. But this is a 10.
Damn. That's what broke Seb.
This is
Think
a
of
10.
10.
There's objectively no reason for me to say that this can't be a 10. So everything that will be said to be good has to be better than this or at the same level of this, and it's really hard. it's really hard to make something beautiful and artistic and maintain so much artistic integrity, but while also being very commercially viable too. That's a really hard balance to strike, and Arcane struck it. I just want more. Give me my scary beefy boy so that I can actually latch onto a character.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing I want out of this. The creepy scenes, honestly, I'm not even surprised. Like Piltover and Zon are like they're weird places, so weird shit happening makes sense. So yeah, just keep on keeping on, man. There's nothing wrong with your show.
Yeah. Good job, Riot.
Good job.
Yes. What a wonderful job. And so I think I will close this off by saying that this is on this channel, and I think in my entire life, this is my first 10 out
Hey.
of 10.
Hey.
People,
Hey.
for those who have seen me in many reviews that I've been so far, I have been very hesitant, even on very critically acclaimed movies and shows. I am not one to give a 10, just like Seb, right away. This is my first 10. The only other 10 that I can think of is probably a movie that I will at some point talk about, maybe, but we don't have to go into that right now. But in terms of this show is a love letter both to the to animators, to the game that it's based off of, to the people that have been there for the last 10 years for Riot to even get to this point. It's a love letter to just art in general, like Seb had said. And it's also, I feel like they made very deliberate choices for those who have also been with the game for a very long time. Yes, it's great to see the characters that you love on screen, but to really give them the time of day to say, hey, let's create a character that these people not only want to play, but also to watch. That's a different story, to say it all in all. And I don't know if this is a very difficult statement to say, but I think in terms of video game adaptations, whether into shows or movies, I think this is probably the best, if not the best at the moment.
Detective
Because
Pikachu
there are
could
Oh my god.
Sorry, Ryan
You're
Reynolds.
You're
Anyway, sorry, but yes, but in terms of at the moment, as of November 25, 2021, right now, I think Arcane is the best video game adaptation piece of media that has come out ever
Easiest
since
money of my
freaking
life.
video games were invented.
Easy
Agreed.
money of my life.
Easy manias of my life. But yeah, because I have a very big love-hate relationship with League, and getting to see the characters. I mean, if like Ina, when she mained Jinx, I mained Caitlyn. I could never play Vi because she was a jungler, but
Yeah, same.
I loved. I can never play Vi, but I definitely loved Caitlyn, and even though I know she's Judy Hopps as a person, I still freaking loved her because
Can't
she was so
unsee
cute,
that
and
now, man.
you can't unsee that. But but for what it was worth, this is truly a love letter to just creating great art, and I am so happy to have been there when it came out, and I don't think anything in my life has ever topped that. And I don't know, it's just great because wow, they're gay too. Woo! I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but yes. The gay. Anyway, but yeah, that's it. My first ever 10 out of 10, and probably the last one in a very, 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 very long time. Because again, like Seb, anything that I'm going to watch from now on has to compare to either Arcane or the other movie that I gave a 10 to. There's only 2 pieces of media that I've given 10s to.
And
they're very hard
we gotta
to beat.
reassess ourselves.
But no, I'm not shitting on you guys. Like, you can give your
I'm kidding.
10s. I'm just saying it's very hard to give for me a 10. So yeah, I think that's it. Also, little tidbit, when Jinx was introduced, they gave her a music video and she rocked out to that music in one of her scenes. So yeah, anyway, Arcane, so perfect. Please watch, guys. Yeah, Enzo?
I'd just like to say, like, from Arcane and other video game adaptations that we're seeing, including HBO's The Last of Us, I think video game adaptations work best when they're in the medium of series.
Yes.
Instead of movies.
Yeah, because we've seen like countless of movies trying to cram 20 hours, hundreds of hours into like just 2 hours, and that doesn't really work out.
This is how I feel about comics.
Yes.
I think they should kill the Marvel Cinematic Universe altogether and just make it a show universe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It would give more material too, and it's a lot more to give more of a reason to watch Disney Plus. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. It was a wonderful, wonderful show, and I'm so glad that all of us here could have been there to watch it. I think it's honestly an animation story phenomena that it's the same thing that kind of Spider-Man into the into the Spider-Verse was. Sorry.
Spider-Verse.
Sorry.
Say Spider-Verse.
First, it was the Spider-Verse movies were.
That's the
Sorry,
title of the
I
sequel,
was thinking
actually.
I don't understand why you thought you were mumbling, because you were saying all the words right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Really was I thought
Yeah, you
no,
were.
'cause my tongue got tied because I was it was just hard to continue. It's ADHD. My brain was going faster than my tongue, so I kind of
It's
slipped up.
fine, man.
But
It's
anyway,
fine.
that's it. It's the same phenomenon that Into the Spider-Verse was. Arcane is also going to be up there, and I'm so happy that I'm alive to even see it. So
Yeah.
we got it. Anyway, so I think we'll end it there. Stay safe, everyone. Put on a mask. If you like our stuff, like and subscribe. Ina and Seb, where can we find you? I know you guys are working together on a thing. Where can we find you?
Facebook.com/slurpmedia. Media.
Media.
Yeah, they're fucking amazing with their streams, I swear.
Thank you. Ina, you have other stuff to promote, right? Besides
Why?
Mm.
Good.
Art.
You can check out my art stuff at Nekomanan in Aji and in Kofi. Di ako sanay. Yeah,
Self-promotion.
I'm trying the digital art stuff again, so. But yeah,
Nice.
check me mostly up on Slurp. SLURRP. Actually, we're also gonna be talking about Arcane later with Cancer.
Yeah, so stop by if you guys catch
Yeah,
this
stop
video.
by later.
Also, this is another thing, but this isn't a social media site. You guys like food? Because like we're humans,
Oh, yeah.
we need to survive. If you guys like burgers, if you guys like actual good food for the price that you would pay for fast food, go to Grill Town, Buhay na Tubig, Cavite. Like it's amazing. It's a great restaurant. I would recommend anyone go to it. It's amazing. So, and they deliver. So if you're in the south area, they can deliver to you. So just message the page. They got some good
Yeah.
stuff, guys.
How about Jomar? I know you
No.
guys.
Yeah,
Yes.
You can find me at Jom GEOM. It's my Instagram art account, and I like to draw. How about you, Enzo?
All right.
Wow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Gandalfus1995. Cool name, right? Right.
Yeah.
I love how you kind of shat on yourself for
Yeah.
no with it.
Yeah.
Great name, right? Right.
Where can they
Alright,
find
and-
us?
Oh yeah, so I was gonna end with So first you can find personally me at Naina on Instagram and on Twitter, but I'm not active there. But I do have an alternate account, Na9, so just switch that. And then finally
Nice.
you can find us all on Facebook at Facebook.com/Geeks and Degenerates. We're also on YouTube. We do streams every once in a while when people are free, and that's it. Please stay safe, everyone. Wear a mask. Get vaccinated. We're almost through this. Let's try to get some party. Let's get some party back in. So, woo! Anyway, thank you so much. We'll end it here. This is Nina with Ina, Enzo, Seb, and Jomar. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Watch Arcane.
Damn.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.